Hello, back with another video. This time it's the League Cup final that kicks off tomorrow between Astonvilla and Manchester City, as both these clubs compete for the trophy there, and also for Aston Villa's sake an opportunity into the Europa League. For Manchester City, of course, with their ban there recently, they won't be competing in Europe at all next season unless they get that overturned. So the journey to the final for both these clubs then. Aston Villa started off in the second round with a 6-1 victory over Crew Alexandria in the fourth tier away from home, so very comfortable stuff. In the third round, they got themselves a 3-1 victory against Brighton away from home, so quite a bit tougher opposition there, before a 2-1 win over Wolves in the fourth round. So Wolves doing quite amazing there this season, would be considered an upset, before a quarter-final victory over Liverpool 5-0, but they had help with this particular match as Liverpool, competing in the Club World Cup, only had that one day turnaround, so they played a whole bunch of the youngsters, so they would have been the favourites quite clearly for this game, so easy victory for them in the end. Semi-final, they got to play against Leicester, home and away. First leg was a 1-1 draw at Leicester's place, before a 2-1 home victory very late on into the match as well too, to get a 3-2 aggregate victory for them in the end there. So Wolves and Leicester games underdogs against, but they managed to prevail. For Manchester City, they started off in the third round, being one of the clubs that was competing in Europe, means they get to skip the second round stage. Got themselves a 3-0 victory over Preston North End in the third round away from home, a championship club, and then a 3-1 home victory over Southampton in the fourth round of this competition. In the quarterfinals, had an easy opponent of Oxford United, 3-1 winners, League One team. In the semi-finals, home and away matches against Manchester United, a 3-1 victory away from home set them up nicely before they ended up losing 1-0 at home, but with that buffer was good enough to make the final 3-2 on aggregate in the end. So head-to-head record for these two clubs: 57 victories for Aston Villa, 41 draws, and 73 wins for Manchester City over the years. Recent times being dominated from Manchester City, 7 wins and a draw in their past 8 games, and it was a 6-1 hammering victory for Manchester City last time these two clubs had played as well too. On the table currently, Manchester City in second place with 18 wins, 3 draws and 6 defeats there this season. 3 wins and a draw in their past 5 games, got themselves 57 points, and are extremely likely to end up finishing this season in second place as well too. For Aston Villa in 19th place in the Premier League, 7 wins, 4 draws, 16 defeats, 1 victory and a draw for them in the past 5 games, 25 points gathered so far this season, so they got some work to do to avoid getting relegated for themselves. 2 points outside safety as things stand, with a game in hand over some of the other clubs around them at the moment. Manchester City winning the past 3 games they played since that Champions League ban for next season. A 2-0 win over West Ham, a 1-0 away victory against Leicester, before a 2-1 away victory against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Would have been a really impressive result for them before they got the home league fixture against Real Madrid as they pursued their first Champions League title. Aston Villa losing the past 3 games, 2-1 defeat against Bournemouth, 3-2 loss to Tottenham with a stoppage time winner, so a bit unfortunate in that game, before a 2-0 loss against Southampton, and been absolutely awful in that particular fixture. Manchester City managed to win the last 2 League Cup competitions, a 3-0 win against Arsenal in 2018, before last year's penalty shootout win against my Chelsea club there. And 6-time champions overall, with 1 time runners-up. For Aston Villa, they have managed to win this competition 5 times there, so both quite prolific, though Aston Villa have to go way back to 1996, the last time they won, with a 3-0 victory against Leeds. 3 runner-up positions, including a 2010 last time they got to the final, being a 2-1 defeat against Manchester United there. So lots of things point to Manchester City, including the odds at $1.12, $9 for the draw after the 90 minutes, and $17 for Aston Villa to pull off the upset. So you would suspect Manchester City to win this game, and most of the time they'll win this game quite comfortably by a few goals or so. Of course, being a final, anything can happen, but it would be pretty amazing stuff if Aston Villa is able to pull it off. So that's why I'm going to go for Manchester City. I'm going to go for a 4-1 scoreline for me. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Thank you.